his shoulders. Na, na, na. Ooh, 2000 crit.
Who the fuck are you, bro? I'm not shit. Welcome back, people, to the greatest show on planet Earth. Welcome. This is Gasworks. We are well into the deep into the year. Time flies when you're
having fun.
I'm gonna put a counter on having fun to say that this is.
Bro, imagine I walked out my yard yesterday. Someone said they put a counter on like how many times I said that's so lit. That's
Yeah, the lit thing is taking the piss.
Bro, they said they were fucked. They took a shot every single time. They were fucked by the end of the episode. So I apologise.
Now,
play another game.
I want to get on to Poet, yeah, because on my debut of Filthy Fellas, he took the piss at me for wearing big glasses. But these are, I don't think, I prefer your old ones. These aren't really suit. They're fucking disgusting. And you got eyebrow grease on the top of the. That's how big they are.
But my baby mum punched me in my face, and then he broke the other ones.
I can't believe it. And we went to the Arsenal match, and he had glue tack holding it back together.
Remember?
How come man's glasses get amputated? It's mad.
Had an
Try
injury.
them on now.
What can you do to stop a man from trying? I wanna know. I said I wanna know now.
There you have it, people. The biggest talk show in the UK, hosted by two of the most prolific paedophiles. Innit? That's what you look like. But we both look like that, so it's fine.
If we work for the BBC, like a boiler room.
Yeah. So today we've got a guest on. He's done a Gasworks before.
So he's had a little pre-run.
He's had a pre-one.
He's done
done this before. The reason that the first episode didn't go out is, so essentially, this guy's from a place called Birmingham. Yeah.
Okay.
And Birmingham has they got really, really disgusting, like it's a horrible accent. Yeah. There's umlauts and weird accents and like fucking and vowels missing and shit. Like man's from Blood, like it's fucking horrible. Yeah. So basically, the sound engineer was a bit shy that day. Obviously, and he just like got really overwhelmed and just turned JK's mic off. So, like JK's mic fucked up, yeah? But we know why, it's a dirty accent. So that episode couldn't go out. And him and Jammer, they're the only people to have two Gasworks episodes. One of them has been around for years. They've been in the music industry for a long, long time. Everybody loves them. They're thriving. They've got number ones. They've taken it. And the other one always reminds people that he's not 30, but he's actually 30 now.
He's 39.
Yeah. Jammer looks like a goat as well, bro.
Well, at least you can say he's the goat and you can believe him.
Yeah, Wiley can say he's the goat as well. But yeah, two people to ever do a Gasworks. Jammer and JK.
That's lit though. Why not?
Yeah. It shows that they need us.
What?
Because if I went on a show and they fucked up my sound, I'd be like, you know what, bun it. I'm not coming, fuck it. You can't get it right the first time, fuck it.
That's life from your perspective.
But JK kept calling us like, when can I come back on, when can I come back?
No, he never.
Sorry, I'm not. When can I come back on, blood? That's what he was saying. People none other than the wonderful JK. JK, blood.
What's going on?
We send them.
Hello, yeah.
Too real. We out here.
Okay.
Welcome back. This is something that you're familiar with. You've been here before.
Yeah, man.
So-
Who fucked out, man?
He's not here. We got rid of him.
Okay.
We got rid of him. But I was basically saying that the reason that the sound engineer fucked up your sound is because your dirty accent just got them
I knew
so
he was
like.
gonna say that, man. I knew he was gonna say that. Play it out, man.
We telling, bro. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, you know.
Looking good, bro. Looking very good, in fact.
I ain't had a trim. I need a trim on that, man.
Making loads of money now, innit?
I dress how I wanted to dress on it as a kid.
It's just not cheap, you know.
It's alright.
But you leave the badges on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you'd be quite cool and take them off, but I guess that's an up north thing, isn't it?
Why would you take them off?
No, because
Isn't part of the reason why you buy it is just the badge?
I like the quality of it.
Oh, fuck off.
Alright.
Striking.
What you telling them, bro? How's Brum?
It's sick.
It
It's
is
the
very
place
sick.
to be.
What's it like now, though? Because you must be like the king over there, though.
I'm still like, I roll on my ones, man. I just go shopping on my ones.
You did come here on your ones
I
today.
do everything on my ones, man.
Why?
Cause I can.
Rose Club.
It's not like that's why Brom's sick to me anyway. Cause I feel the love, man. I'm loved in, bro.
Good.
That's kind of good, though.
There's a question we like to ask all our special guests, JK.
Go ahead.
Are you a bowl cat?
No.
Why?
What?
You're not?
No.
I'm not.
I told you it's that song.
Yeah, I swear you said you ate ass and shit.
I don't know, bro. That's you, bro.
Yeah, gladly.
I mean,
Still in your fucking beard.
oh, this is mad.
Beard. Why did you eat pum? Like, you seem to me like the freakiest guy.
Why?
Don't know, you just do. Like, don't know, you go around with a beer belly, like, you just got,
It's a dad bod, innit? I've
Yeah,
made
it's
it
a dad
sexy
bod.
now, man.
bro. Round of applause.
Wait,
Man's
all
got a
right.
little girl
Yeah,
as well.
both of you have made
What's
me
up,
that sexy, but my whole thing is this: how does you walk around like a man that eats pom pom?
No, it just looks like, they're from Birmingham, innit?
That's what I
weird
done.
shit.
Yeah.
You told me that story when they ate shit off the floor or something.
Who ate shit off the floor?
That was years ago.
Who? Wait. It doesn't make it any more acceptable because it was a little bit longer ago.
Nah.
Nah. Who's eating doo doo?
When we was kids, there was just a kid who used to eat shit and say it tastes like strawberries.
But wait, whose shit though? Like dog shit?
Just shit on the floor, man. I'm not even lying, you know.
I don't know who it is.
Nah, I haven't seen him fucking hell. Maybe like
Dead.
over 15 years.
Yeah, he's dead.
Could be.
He just ate what? Dog shit?
Like shit off the floor.
But like in the comfort of his own home or in front of man.
In the park and that.
What do you mean in the park?
Like
and
bet,
that?
like with the audience.
Who would you mean with a naughty?
Before phones, innit? Before you could film a man eating shit.
So he was a pioneer in
This
this
is what I
thing.
say all the time, yeah. This is what I say all the time.
God.
The fact that kids have to grow up now in the era of street vlogs, I'm just Bay.
Pussy
all
old
these
thing, bro.
fucking-
We used to be out there every fucking day,
Every
bro.
day, fam. Back in
Lying.
the day, yeah, a viral video will be sent to you via Bluetooth.
And it
Remember
was
them
so
days?
distorted.
So distorted.
Yeah.
So
Did
distorted.
you get bare happy slaps up north?
Brom was
Happy slap
notorious.
was a mad thing.
Yeah, it was notorious in Brom.
But I was on the bus. There was a bus here, 149 in the hood. So my kids, you walked on it, boom. You can walk on, show no pass. When you saw more than 6 youths come
At the
on
back.
that,
Nah,
just
it's when
allow
you see
it.
man at the back,
Just
man.
get it. What, the back? You think I
Yeah.
went to the back?
You didn't-
Do
was
I
that
look
one-
like a man with a frame that can
Did
go
you
to
sit
the back?
downstairs?
Downstairs at the back, yeah, it was lit.
You look
Next
like,
to the old woman.
You actually look like the pole that they hold on to.
I am the pole sometimes. I'll dress in all orange and just stand there like this because I don't want to get robbed, happy slap,
My uncle actually had a viral video that used to get sent around on Bluetooth. It's still on YouTube today.
or him getting slapped.
Nah, it's some racist East End nanny, yeah. Basically, there was this woman that used to go around Roman Road, and my uncle was quite dark, so she'd call him PAKI all the time, and he'd just go around recording her, chasing her into shops and shit.
Serious?
Yeah, I'll find it. It's jokes. It's hilarious.
Back in the day, though, I can honestly say if some things were shared, it would get more views than.
Bro,
some
this is what I'm
artists.
saying.
Bruv,
The
it was
shit,
too
the
mad now,
the
man.
shit,
Bro.
the
It's too
shit.
mad now. Like
it's
if,
too
if
crazy.
it's not filmed and put on the internet, it didn't
It didn't
happen.
happen. Word.
Imagine that mentality.
The first thing people want to do is just fucking whack it.
Do they
out.
have cameras in Birmingham?
Yeah, a couple people
okay.
do. Yeah.
Fucking did it. You know, one time, Mother's Life in the hood, North London, bro, Manor House. There was an accident, persons on the floor, police, ambulance, everything, and then there's this one girl standing there, holding someone, filming on the sly like this.
I
The
read that.
whole
I read that.
rating.
Yeah, because
Why?
the emergency services are there. They're doing their thing. So it's after that, it's just all for
What?
the take, isn't it?
Nah, man, there's a woman on the floor, like
Yeah.
absolutely
if they were-
broke up, blood and bare
Yeah,
things.
you can't-
I just think a
I
bit of
wouldn't wanna go
respect.
out.
There's
I
money to
wouldn't
be
wanna
made,
go
man.
out
There's
and
money
do
to
a
be.
video
You can
of
send
it.
that you've been framed and
No
get
chance.
250.
Imagine you're getting knocked out, you're half dead on the floor, and a man's just filming the whole thing for their own personal benefit.
Yeah, but they can
Come on, big
That can
man.
go on like Harry Hill's TV burp or something, fam. They can make good money off that shit. I rate it. Well done. Keep going.
I'm waiting for a video of you still.
Well, there is a video of me
What?
getting thrown into the pool.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's nothing.
Oh,
you
you're
were
throwing a
nothing.
swimming pool.
Bro,
Oh,
and
God,
that one
you
in the airport,
privileged
that's a
little
pussy old one.
Well, the airport.
Who's that what? Look,
No,
That's
but
a pussy
I
one.
think that's a rude boy thing, though.
No.
Nah,
this
it's
is
a
rude boy.
pussy old one, man.
When you get 10 foreign
Bro,
feds,
if
yeah?
I was a fucking foreign fed and I seen you walk through, I'm gonna give you shit.
Yeah,
Why?
but you wouldn't.
So what's that there?
10
Pause.
man jumping on me.
Pause.
Just
Why?
Alhan, innit?
This is him, innit?
If
I
if
guess.
I was me and I see Alhan, I'm gonna give
Yeah,
him
but
shit.
how does that,
That
make me a
means,
pussy?
yeah, that means he's in the
That
wrong.
means
What?
you're the pussy.
You're in the wrong for
Fuck
that.
it,
You
no,
look like
only
a,
you.
first of all, you look like a fed.
Bro, you look like you in a Facebook nonce thing.
You know what? I look like a what?
You're in a Facebook nonce thing.
Oh,
So, Alhan,
Yeah,
what
that-
do you
I'm-
do? What,
what?
subtitles down here or something like that?
yeah, no, we need we. Hey, JK, we got your rider today, bro.
Cheers.
You asked for vodka and Red Bull.
Smile off, man. That will do, man. Thank you, G.
And here's your Red Bull as well.
Thank you.
Culture clash.
No,
What about glass?
wait, no cups, nothing.
Do your thing, bro. You're from Brumbler, yeah, they have glasses up there, fam.
Glasses are not a myth.
Are there actually any cups? I don't know how alcohol works. Just
After
think.
you were drunk on that boat, you
Oh, wow,
definitely know
wow.
how alcohol works, my
I
brother.
was high on life. I don't drink. I was high on life. I had a good time, man.
My brother.
Did you see me? The wall.
Oh, that was lit.
Get me?
Wait, his glass is still not here though.
Now, how can you not spit my bars when you spit other people's bars?
Because he doesn't really go off like that, does he? It's JK, blood. Man's gone AK, blood. Nah, I would. But the Frisco, the Frisco ones are they're unrivaled. Bro. So, since you last came on the show, yeah, you've done a track with Ed Sheeran. You've had a little baby girl. You just got bare money now.
I have it, man.
Hey,
I have it, man.
Easy
I'm
to do.
independent, man. Mine comes in drips and drabs.
Yeah,
bro.
independent, exactly. So you have to give your manager, what, 15, 20%? He probably spends that all on a personal trainer. Your manager is the whammest guy ever.
He's so big.
Half manager, half security.
He is.
Anthony Joshua's frightened of him. But you're independent, so that's even better for you. You got more money coming into your bank account. You got less people that have to take like you made an Ed Sheeran track, and did it go number one?
It's number one, man.
It's number one.
It's not
What?
my
Come on,
number
bro.
one, though, man.
Sing it properly.
What do
It's
you
like, obviously, the original song goes to number one, not the remix.
What? Oh, the
A
original.
remix
Yeah.
can't
When did the
chart.
original come out?
When did the album come out? 2 weeks ago?
Oh, so it's part of the same thing. I thought it was a
Number
track that
6.
got.
Nah, that's on number 6 collaboration.
Jet
Lit,
plane heading up to the sky. You know what confuses me, yeah? It's like it said jet plane heading up to the sky, but you can't really get flights from London to Birmingham. I
Yeah,
need
you probably could, you know.
Birmingham Airport's falling apart, bro. And pilots fucking accents and shit. Fucking disgusting. But what's it
That's why
like?
you get wrapped in airports, bro.
Why? I'll get wrapped in airport. I wrapped them from. They're fucking they're caterers now. So, what is it? Harry Potter you're writing?
What?
With J.K.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Is it not J.K. Rowling?
He's a dickhead, you know.
Is it not you?
Who are you, bro? Who are you, fam? Who the fuck are you, bro?
I'm actually. It's not J.K. Rowling. Shit.
Oh, JK, how do you deal with this guy on a day-to-day basis on social media? Why do you even entertain him?
You know what it is? People think that me and him like really don't like each other now, yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, because we entertain it a bit, innit?
It's the same with Zoo. Zoo, everyone thinks Zoo and me are enemies.
No way.
But
Is that the facade that you lot create?
yeah, it's just
That's
like
kinda cold,
it's
though.
just banter, innit? But we have to start monetizing. It can't all be for the time now. We gotta make money.
Yeah,
off
we
this
do
shit.
got.
That's why you need the white man, because they always find a way to turn our culture into finance. And as long as everyone gets paid equally, I'm down for it. If not, then,
Exactly.
man, you can fuck off
Like JK is my brother. He's had my back.
with that founder,
You're my
brother.
sister.
Yeah, word. Who? Don't say that, guys.
You, Jack Fowler, can fuck off, both of you. Was it Awala Jack?
Oliver Jack.
Oliver Jack, yeah.
Who was the last person you clashed? This father?
Nah, I clashed Kazi after the start.
Oh yeah, Cozzy.
You know, I've clashed after that, like sending like for people and shit like that.
I remember the Discarder clash. That's fucking sick. You were both so fat, fam.
Innit?
It just seemed like,
I made him lose a lot of weight, you know.
yeah.
Me and Lee get on a lot now. I think after that clash, bro, I think next time I seen him, he was fucking half the size.
Why don't you clash Alhan then?
Like, I
It's
wouldn't
not worth
waste
it.
the time, yeah, it's not
I
worth it.
wouldn't want to do JK like that.
Not worth it, still.
What was the one when you said you look like a kebab man?
You look like a kebab man as well, man.
Yeah, I
I
am.
think we could run a good kebab shop.
We actually could.
Yeah.
So why don't you do it? Genius idea right now. That is a show. JK and Alhan, the kebab shop. Bro, I'm watching that. I'm watching that.
What's your background? Pakistani?
Pakistani, Afghani,
Lali.
Egyptian and English.
My brother.
So when we doing the kebab shop, I'm gonna film it. We've got a production team here.
Obviously, I'd say he funds it and I'll just put the face of it on it.
You've got more money than me.
100%.
Fuck off, bro.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Easily.
Someone only has to die and you could be richer than everyone, man.
How do we get there?
Listen, yeah. You lot love getting on to me about the private school situation, innit?
I haven't mentioned it.
No. I know you haven't. I know you haven't. I'm the one bringing it up. Fair
You
enough.
like telling everyone?
No, because I haven't got a problem with it.
Yes,
But
you
then-
do.
No, I don't. But here's the flaw in the argument. Here's the flaw in the argument. When your daughter grows up, you're not going to send her to private school. You
I
will,
would
right?
like to, yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool. And when MIS to the fucking
What if
T
my
said,
daughter grew up and she started acting like she can't get banged in the face?
well,
And she's just little puss old
Well,
private
she
school
can't-
you.
I don't
Yeah,
like
you'd
that.
have a problem with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
His philosophy is so like catered to him and anyone that thinks
But
like
my son,
him.
I don't think I'd send my son
Eradicates
private school
everyone.
though.
I would send my kids private school, but it's because I don't want to have the life where I behave like I'm gonna get banged.
Why
up
does
day.
every episode of Gasworks end up about private school? It really
Because
pisses me
you
off.
started
You just
off.
mentioned
you
it,
just
no,
mentioned
mention
it.
Let's go back to Ed Sheeran here, because look, this is what I'm saying about Ed Sheeran. Where was Ed Sheeran these past whatever years? At the start of his career, yeah,
He's done the biggest tour ever.
yes, of course, all right, wow, he made 500 million, whatever, cool. Rich
It's about
boy.
700 or so.
He made
He
bread.
grossed half a billion on the Divide
No,
tour, is
but
what he
it's about,
said.
when he said that is what stage, what show it was at. Every show it went on, he carried on accumulating. But he didn't.
So he
didn't
made
ra-
700 million,
over 700 million.
but Jay-Z just touched a billion, and he's the richest. That don't make no sense.
What do you mean?
Ed
You don't,
Sheeran,
you don't have to declare everything to like Forbes or anything, do you?
No, but it's a tour, but that doesn't mean he made that much money either.
yeah, that's just what.
That's what he grossed.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah. Obviously, there's expenses and stuff. Like he has to pay for his ginger hair.
Jeez, man.
At the start of his career, when he was doing stuff, you know, the whole Jamal Edwards stuff, and when he was in studios with like, Scorcher and doing his whole guitar meets rap thing and doing the stuff with Devlin, that like done really well, yeah, and it was sick. Like everyone's seen all that shit. But then he just went off and done his thing, yeah, and now for years he's been doing all the Ariana Grande fucking, I don't know. Whoever.
Okay, imagine though.
Alright.
Imagine if you're Ed
And-
Sheeran now, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think when he was releasing the like, say like A-Team, do you think when he wrote A-Team and made A-Team and recorded it and was performing it, even as much faith as he had into that song, do you
Yeah.
think he knew the scale it was going to go to? And that you would have to tour it in every fucking city in the world? No?
Maybe not.
Exactly. So how are you going to, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's had to do a lot of things and he hasn't shunned it away. Because if he'd done this album and never had no representation of UK or grime music on there, he would have got fucking skinned, I think.
By
Everyone
who?
would,
He wouldn't have got
by
skinned.
I
the,
don't think you'll get scared.
on Twitter, you don't think people would have been saying?
Nah,
I
not
think,
really.
I think it would have.
No,
I think it would
because
have.
he hasn't been in this
He hasn't
crowd
been
for
in
so
for so
long.
well.
So why
For so
should
long.
we expect that from him?
I think the expectation for him to
If
do
you're a
it is
fan
but
of
it's a
him, no, but you're
collaborations
not a
album,
fan of
but-
him, no. Like, if
but-
you, I'm not a fan of Ed
No,
Sheeran.
but
I
it's-
listen to the old album. Do you know what I'm
but
saying?
is his-
So if he done a number 6 collaborations now,
Yeah,
and he
sorry,
didn't
it's
reach out,
collaborations, it's
if he didn't
collaborations,
reach
yeah.
out for somebody like from
Oh,
our
yeah,
scene, on it,
collaborations,
it was a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
collaboration
I
project.
didn't
know
So if
that,
I
yeah.
didn't hear something like that, there was a UK representative on there, or there wasn't a grime or a
Yeah.
rap song with a
Alright.
UK artist.
I'm just being electric because I don't really know what I feel about it. But if that's the motive behind it, then I feel like you shouldn't have done it. Like if I'm only doing it because I feel like I'm going to get slated on Twitter.
No,
whatever.
no,
But I'm just saying if that's
no,
the motive, then you
no,
shouldn't do it.
he
I'm not saying
made
that
the
was.
music he likes to make, bro. Not for the labels,
yeah,
not
yeah.
for the.
I rate that
I
as
rate
well.
that.
Not for the
I
whatever.
rate that.
If Ed Sheeran,
So when
can-
did
that's
number
what he
5
likes to make.
collaborations come out?
I don't know how many years ago. It was a while ago though, because I've been listening to that for years.
2006. So
Yeah.
he's done 5 albums.
Nah,
So what about
2006,
number
he
4?
would've been like 15. Nah.
No,
he
wait,
would've been
that's a
15.
long, long
He's
time
the same
ago,
age.
actually.
I
No,
was
it couldn't have
in,
been
I
that
was in
long
secondary
ago.
school. Because
15
Ed's the same
years.
age as me, so it definitely.
No. If it's 15 years, he's lit.
So hold on, 2011. And who did he have on that? Did he have anyone?
Wiley, P Money,
Oh, okay,
Jeremy,
fair enough,
everyone,
fair
bro.
enough, fair enough.
So then maybe this was all part of his plan. Maybe his whole plan was, let me get to a position and then when I can release a collaborations project, I can have all the man them on a higher scale. If that
Bro,
was the plan,
bro,
it's a genius
okay,
plan.
this is where it goes to now, yeah. He's helped me, for instance, now, yeah. He didn't have to come and reach for a bum artist, yeah. Like, he could have reached, could have went for Mist, bro. He could have went, for, you know what I'm saying? But he
Yeah,
could have
yeah,
went for other people that's in Birmingham. He's come for me. He doesn't know me from Adam. He shouted me, Champions League final. He messaged me like just before kick-off. I was like, bro, I can't even watch this fucking final now. My head's gone. You get me? He DM'd me. Then and like, yo, I think you're sick, and a few people have showed me your music and things like that, bro. He doesn't have to do that for me. My monthly listeners have quadrupled.
Shit! Stony!
Do you know what I'm saying?
My
It's,
brother,
it's
come
things
on,
like that, bro. Like, he's helped me, bro. Like, when you're saying come back to grime, and he's helped someone from grime.
Yeah, it's
It
true.
might not be a Londoner, someone that you feel is close to. I'm not talking to you two. I'm talking to other people that people feel is close to. But he's done it for me, and he's done it for H, bro. And him and Stormzy are boys. Like, they're actually friends, bro. Like, it's a real thing, bro. They
And
are
he's
friends.
the godfather to Big Nasty's kids as well.
Yeah.
This is mad.
Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's not like he's
I
locked
don't-
off his ties completely,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You know, like, fuck every genre. Talk number 1 artist in the world. He's the biggest, bro. So, If you're not living that life, you can't even try and fucking tell a man like, oh, you didn't come back to us 2 years ago.
The big OGs, yeah, whether it's Skepta, Wiley, whoever, that can branch out and do like an American track. Like Skepta can do a Pop World, Pop Smoke, Welcome to the Party.
That's
And
really
Wiley can
so hard.
yeah, so hard. Alright, what did I say, yeah? You know I hate American music,
It's
innit?
mad. Yeah, we'll discuss
What did I
this.
say about straight away I said this is hard?
Yeah, but
And it
but
turns out it's
crazy.
a UK production.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
that's- yeah,
sonically,
it's-
I care about
yeah,
UK
Okay, the
shit.
Sonics. Yes, it's mad. We're
Nah,
discussing this outside.
it doesn't sound anything to me like
No,
America.
it doesn't. It
No,
doesn't.
but I'm talking about from Alhan's perspective, because I heard American tone. You got a straight American tone in it. I just thought.
People thought it was
Alhan
abs,
would like
innit? Abracadabra.
Serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
people, I've
Abracadabra.
seen people saying like they thought
yeah,
it was
does
him.
sound. It's, but why is it that Wiley can go and make these kind of tracks like Bossy and like Oh My with Dappy and
Because you're
stuff?
allowed to, man.
Yeah, so why isn't Ed Sheeran allowed to come in?
No,
I
because
just feel.
Wiley's cemented in grime. He's never left grime.
Yeah, but also it's like.
He's cemented there. So it's like.
If wearing my Rolex boss at the time when it was out to a worldwide scale, not saying like UK, the whole
Yeah.
UK knew that song. Probably went to Europe, that song did, bro. But I'm talking the whole
If
world
Wearing My
wanted to see
Rolex
that
came
song
out
live. And then what album he dropped after that went #1, and it was like #1 for
Look, I
years.
hear that perspective.
And it does what he's
but
done.
but I hear that, but look, my whole thing is that hasn't happened. So I can't even talk about ifs and buts. We can go
He's-
forever and say
no,
things.
no, no, I'm
but
not
I'm
saying-
saying for what Wiley's done, he's been in one place. He's branched off many times, but he's been there
In
the
grime,
whole
all
time.
he has
So
to.
he sees everyone that comes in and out. So his perspective is from the person like, say Grime's a house and we're all here. He's seeing certain man bust out for a time,
But
then
can't-
come back later on when it's a thing.
Can't you
so
just be
his
happy for
perspective,
man,
I'm
though?
not saying it's right,
Can't you be happy?
but
Like in the situation,
I would be
even if you
happy.
feel like that towards
I
the,
would
the,
be happy.
the source,
I
would you not be happy for
But Jay,
me?
I would be happy,
Like
but I'm
I
not
feel
Wiley.
like Wiley's not happy for me.
For you?
Yeah,
Oh, you
bro.
should. I reckon he is.
I don't
I
think
know.
I feel
Can
like
I-
that. Like, bro, you wouldn't say things. Like,
Can I-
you
can
wouldn't,
I-
you wouldn't make me feel
Nah.
away. You
Shall I
wouldn't.
say something
No,
as
don't
well?
say
Nah,
that,
bro.
because man say they love their girl,
Serious?
but they cheat every day. Niggas cheat in the hood every
Bro.
single day and will tell me they love their girl. So
No, but
we
I
can
think-
say,
I
we
think-
can feel a particular way, but behave differently.
Ed Sheeran doing a track with JKH and Stormzy, I personally think it's something that should be celebrated. But I guess what Jay's saying is, Wiley's not celebrating that. He's got a problem with it. And
If Ed Sheeran said, all right, cool, I'm going to get D-Double, JK, and someone else, so we have like from 3 different generations in grime, and then done that, he to me doesn't leave any room for anyone to complain. Because you've gone and got one of
But
the
it is-
founding.
it
I'm
is
not saying he has
different- it is
to.
different
I'm not
generations.
saying.
Now you know what?
JK's
bro?
been there from
I
the
know
early.
he's been there for
Bro,
time, but
Stormzy-
I'm talk-
Name 10 grime MCs.
no, my bro, I'm not saying he
There's
has to.
there's no grime like
I'm not
grime.
saying it
You
has
know
to.
what I tell you who like in my head like people that I see as grime MCs, bro.
Yeah.
It's like Jamie,
course.
P Money.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's only a few, you know.
People
bro.
that you can.
Oh,
So
say.
if
no.
you're gonna draw for a grime MC, bro, there's only a few for you to pick at the moment, fam. Grime is not the biggest genre. If what's
At all.
popping in UK
Bro,
music
I,
right
I
now.
say this all the
At all.
time.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's
I
not.
I say
fam.
this all the if
If
you
we've got the
if you
least
look at
hitters right
if
now,
you
bro.
look at every genre, yeah, if you put all the genres side by side, I genuinely think that grime has probably the shortest like life out of all of them. I think drill will go on to bigger and better things, and the whole
What
like
you don't
UK
think
rap.
grime's gonna live on?
Bro, where's the new generation at?
Wait
How
till
hard
you
you
hear
keep saying
Fam,
this, but it's
fam,
still
there
here.
is no generation,
and it's
bro.
been here for time.
Bro, there's gonna be someone from Birmingham one day that's going to
Yeah, one day.
excel what I am doing. Do you know what I'm saying,
Jay,
fam?
it's not gonna die.
It's,
Like,
he
not
won't.
gonna
He won't die, fam. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like my album ain't dropped yet, bro.
It's
Like,
not
don't
even that.
tell
Like
me-
you know, like for example,
Grime's
hip-hop.
not dead, bro. Like,
Hip hop is like massive in the States, obviously, yeah. But it was birthed, I would say, what, New York, yeah. New York didn't have a hip hop rapper for time. Everyone thought New York was dead. Bare man have just come out from New York all of a sudden, and it's all calm again. Everything's fine. So it's just like grime's the way it is right now. But there's a 17-year-old right now in his house somewhere who watches Gasworks that is lit in grime, and no one knows him.
That's
But as
gonna
soon
watch
as he
what you
connects,
said now and get bit
boom,
from it.
and then he's gonna be the person.
There's no
you
platforms
didn't-
for him to go on.
I'm
But we,
telling you, bro.
now, but you
There's
can't.
no
You don't.
platforms
What's
for
gonna
him to
happen
go on.
tomorrow?
There's no
You don't
platforms for him to go
know.
on.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
People
tomorrow.
like look at Big Z for example.
What
Yeah.
platforms, bro? What platforms do I use, bro?
Bro, you're big, you're established, and you.
Bro, I've been doing it for years, though. Don't
Yeah,
you?
exactly. And back then there were platforms. If you're
What
starting now,
platforms?
What platforms
Apart
was
from
in
my
Radio,
brethren's channel,
What
Yeah.
platforms were them?
SBTV, P110.
Fam, once a
Fam,
fucking year,
yeah.
P1 with all my brethren.
Fam, there was
still
no
a
I
platform
was,
for you
I
to
was
go
the
on.
second ever video on P110. Like that, I know them. I still chat to
Yeah.
them on a daily, bro. That's my brethren, bro.
Yeah, cool. That's your friends, and you were
So
in that
that's
group.
what we had to fucking build up, fam.
Yeah, but
You know
You have
what
to
I'm
work
saying?
hard in
We had
Bronx to do
build
that.
up-
I know for a
P110
fact,
once
bro.
upon a time had 0 subscribers, and that's when man jumped on that.
I hear that, but it's like, listen, I don't think there's love for the new gen anymore. I don't think there
Bro,
is.
fam.
No,
And
I
I
think
think the new generation of grime are actually
I think
shit.
you're missing what JK's saying. He had to work hard to build something. You see,
Yeah.
everyone that comes out today, they want instant success
now,
right
yeah.
now.
I do hear that.
No
I
one
do hear
is
that.
willing to
I do
graft
hear
like
that.
5 years. I'm gonna
10
work
years,
my
bro. I've
like,
been
bro.
doing
How
this
long you been
11
doing it
years, bro.
for? My first YouTube video was in 2008.
I remember yours. man.
2008. I'm dead
I
soon.
still listen to Voters Corner today.
So, bro, what I'm saying to you is, if you're not prepared to like graft that long, in
But
order to
people
achieve what
are,
you
bro.
want-
Don't say that.
Nah,
Don't.
no,
Don't.
No, but
I'm
I
saying-
feel
I'm not
like
saying you're not, I'm
in
saying-
grime music, it is a graph like that where I feel like
graft.
in UK rap you can just lick off.
and go like that. But in
Like
grime,
instantly, poof, you can lick off like that. I think it's more of a viral thing. I think there's more of an audience that are feeling that. Do you know what I'm saying? But grime, I think it is a long.
No one cares about
But
grime.
you know what's so
No one
lit,
cares
though?
How
about
long
grime.
does Skepta fucking go until like
Yes,
until that's
Skepta's
not-
a pop star now. Like,
Yeah, but when it,
They- bro,
I'd
when
say-
you think of
what was
grime-
his turning point? What do you think Skepta's turning point was?
That's Not Me and
Yeah,
Shutdown.
That whole
era,
album,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that whole everything he was doing
I
then,
agree.
yeah, that was the turning point, bro. So how long was he doing it? From as long as you can remember, I can remember him from first I ever started listening to grime
Yeah.
music, bro. That's when he fucking licked, fam.
and I rate you. Do you know why? Because you're not you haven't compromised your sound. You've just been JK. So eventually, you're just gonna get to a point. A lot of artists just compromise who they truly
Bro,
are.
I don't go on
and then they
GRM. I don't bust on GRM link up, bro. I've got my own channel.
You got your
fam.
a G.
I don't bust that.
I don't think there's a future in grime. I can't see it. And I've spoken to
That is
many.
so-
That's mad.
No,
That
and I've
is
spoken.
mad.
Listen,
Aggressive,
listen.
man.
I've spoken to many grime MCs.
I
yeah,
ain't
the
dropped
biggest.
yet. What you?
But that doesn't mean anything.
Bro,
though.
you're
Don't say that
established.
till
You're
man
here.
drops.
But
You're
that doesn't
I'm
mean
not
established.
anything,
You're here.
established,
though.
man. Where am I
Bro,
established?
bro.
Where am I
Alhan,
established?
Alhan.
JK, you're not established.
How old are you?
You've
How
got
old
a
are you?
track
Not
with
how I
Ed
wanna be.
Sheeran.
I'm
20.
not cemented.
You're 20 years
Bro,
old.
I'm not cemented
I
in the
remember
scene.
of one of the first early grime sets in Heat FM in the hood. Going there, paying £10 and still not spitting. Bro, that was when I was in secondary school. I just got to like
What's that
college.
got to do with anything?
That's how long grime's been here. And there's been times where if I'm thinking to myself, it's gonna die, and it still hasn't died.
ain't dying, man.
So like, you haven't even been there for this long for you to be thinking that
JME
it's gonna
hasn't
die.
dropped
Like,
Grime
bro.
MC. Have you gone and seen
Bro,
JME? Have you
it's
gone and
not
seen?
your
You're
time.
missing
Have you
my
gone and
point.
seen
You're
JME's
missing my
new
point.
Have you gone and seen
You're
JME's
missing-
new thing?
Yes,
mad.
yes.
Have you gone and seen it?
He,
It's
P
mad. How can
Money,
you say
P
that?
Money says
How
my
can
name in
you
a
say
verse.
that? Wow.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Look, you're missing my point entirely, yeah.
You're
And
saying
it's a
there's no
point.
new generation coming.
There is no new
That's what you're
generation.
saying. Tanner, bro. Tanner from
Tanner,
Birmingham.
alright, one
There's
guy
what about-
in-
Do you think Remtrex has peaked to where he needs to be?
Remtrex is like in the transition of roads to music. He's got so much more to give, and he's got so much potential. Remtrex is one of my favorite artists.
He's the truth. He's gonna when he
He's
like
gonna-
bro,
when he lands, he's
very-
gonna land.
Bro, he's due very soon. When he's out, bro, he's gonna lick off, fam. He's the most serious person I know who takes music so seriously.
Yes.
In terms of writing music every day.
And I know
you
and
rate
doing
him.
better
Yes,
tunes and
And I know
Remtrex
you
is my
believe in him.
favorite.
Do you think he's touched any peak he
Listen,
could possibly
look,
get?
you've missed my point entirely. Yeah?
And do you think when he reaches that peak, he'll make any different music he's making now?
Nope.
Will he turn soft and fruity? No, he's gonna make the same grime.
I'm speaking about the future of grime, and you're telling me about JME, your album, all this and that. Like, bro,
Bro, I'm still
we
up
don't
and
know the
coming, bro.
future.
what
I'm
about
still-
when JME's collecting his pension?
What
I'm
about
still-
the
then?
15,
Where-
16-year-old that's watching Gasworks that might be the next man?
So
They're
what do you
not,
mean?
blood. No one
Man.
cares
You
about
mean-
grime no more. No one actually
what?
cares
So what?
about
You're saying
grime.
when
Grime
JME
is a laughing stock.
Oh, you
Grime is a
are.
laughing stock.
You
It
are,
is.
blood. You
I don't care.
fucking
It
waste.
is. It
Oh,
is. It
waste,
is.
man.
JK,
Look,
Shut up,
things
man.
that watch.
He's a dickhead,
You're
man.
not a laughing stock.
He's a
Zoo's not
Hey,
a
Who's
Zoo,
laughing
fucking
hey,
up
Zoo,
and coming?
Zoo,
Yes, you're
Zoo.
fucking
Listen,
up and coming.
listen.
Grime
Hey,
MC,
Zoo,
who's gonna lick
Stop,
on-
stop,
Shut
stop.
up, man.
Hey, Zoo,
You're a
Zoo,
waste
look.
man,
Hey,
bro.
Zoo, we're filming Gasworks now, yeah? Eli Grime's dead. Eli, we spoke about this. Grime's dead.
Thank you, Zoo. Thank
Shut
you.
your mouth.
Thank you,
Shut
Zoo.
your mouth.
Thank you, Zoo.
Shut your mouth.
Thank
He's
you,
on
Zoo.
camera.
He's
Zoo,
on
you know
camera.
what? I don't know why
He's
I
on
never
camera.
thought
He's
Zoo.
on camera.
Zoo is a perfect example for you, bro. Zoo's not.
Zoo
Zoo's
will
coming
make
up-
more money doing television than he will do fucking music.
So?
What do you mean so?
So?
Because
But
he's
the
a fucking...
television
So?
industry's bigger than
Bro,
grime.
but how
No,
many radio
blood, no.
DJs that were MCs once upon a time, as soon as they got their one extra show, stopped doing music and done the one extra thing? Zoo's licking off on both of them, fam. What are you on about?
Zoo's doing everything.
He's coming up right now,
Zoo
fam.
is established.
Zoo,
He's
my
got
guy.
more places to
Man,
go.
bro, you say man are established, but it's not that level, fam. Like, you
I
can
know
say we're
it's not that
established.
level,
We
bro.
might have people that recognise us, fam, but that doesn't fucking buy you houses and shit like that.
And you
People
know what?
recognising you, bro.
And grime
That
just
doesn't
is
buy you, get you like stable in life. People recognising you from YouTube, bro. It's
It's
still
not.
so far to go, fam.
Grime's got a long way to go, and don't
Yeah, it has,
disrespect
and it-
grime to like 140
I'm not
BPM. Like grime is down to the way you dress, the
Of
way
course.
you speak. Grime is so much
It's not
bigger
a
than a
tempo.
Sonic.
Bro,
Do you know what I
Socks
mean?
is coming back,
Like,
bro. What are you
oi.
say then, fam? Like,
Come
Socks is
on,
on his
fam,
way back,
man.
bro.
Bro,
Like,
Grime's influenced
Socks
everything.
in-
The
Why didn't you
respect-
get Ed Sheeran to put fucking socks on there then?
I don't know.
Because he
bro,
won't, blood. No one cares. No one cares about
Fam.
grime.
Oh.
Nobody cares about
JK,
grime.
do you care?
So why did you put me on there?
Look at the latest Lord of the Mics. The new Lord of the Mics is fucking shit.
What
We've
did-
got no numbers,
Ah,
fam.
bro.
I love Jammer,
Because there's
yeah?
no head.
Look,
No. Let me
what?
say one thing. There's
Because
no
this is
headline.
my fucking
Everyone
point. This is my fucking point, yeah? Listen, Jammer does fucking Lord of the Mics. No one fucking tweeted. Skepta, no, it's fucking bullshit. You've helped me. Thank you. You've given me a free ball. Jammer done Lord of the Mics and no one gives a flying fuck. No one cares about
I
these
care,
youngsters.
man. I
No
fucking
one
care,
cares
bro.
about this
I
new
care, bro. What
generation
you on
of
about?
fucking MCs.
care, bro.
Yeah?
I
The
care.
future of grime is in jeopardy and it's fucking shit.
If that's
It's
how you
fucking
feel, what
terrible.
should we do? So
It's
if that's how
fucking
you feel,
terrible.
If that's how you feel, what should we do?
Ask
Stop,
Wiley. Ask Wiley.
So why don't we do something?
It's not my problem, is it? He's the godfather. Ask him.
Bro,
but you're a
Grime's
younger
bigger
person.
than him now.
Bro, nah, man.
No, if you care.
Because this is my point. No one supports.
No,
I am, bro.
That's
You
the
know,
problem.
like, you know,
That's
you're
the
saying
problem. What can we do?
there's no new coming, up and coming person. I'm that person, bro. Like, I'm
You're
a
not
new
up and coming.
What you on
You've
about?
got a track with Ed
I am
Sheeran.
trying.
You've still
Bro,
got
all your favourite crime
yeah.
MCs. Tell me how old they are, bro.
probably 30 plus.
No, mid-30s, would you say?
Yeah, that's
Easy.
mid.
I'm 28, bro. I'm
Okay.
fucking up and coming,
You've
bro.
got- yeah,
I'm up and coming, bro.
That's true. For
I'm
grime.
up and
You-
coming,
For
bro.
grime. For
JK,
grime.
JK,
For grime.
JK,
For grime.
JK,
All the
JK,
established
JK,
ones, bro.
JK,
Everyone that's
JK.
made
For
millions.
grime,
All
for
the
grime,
established
for
ones.
grime.
Bar Stormzy.
JK,
Bro, I
JK,
don't
for
know.
grime, you are not up and coming, yeah?
Of course,
But
man.
for the bigger, wider
Obvious.
UK music scene, you've got places to go still. But you're not up and coming. In grime, you're established. In grime, when people speak about the biggest grime artist, you're the biggest grime artist in Birmingham. You are
Slow down for a
established.
second because you don't understand. This is
I do understand.
This is, you don't, not fully. There's a different part to the argument that you're avoiding completely. Grime as an industry is not big. So the fact that we've got one individual on a tune of Ed Sheeran speaks volumes.
I could tell you straight, bro. A week before I done the Ed Sheeran song, bro, I was the man in bum for the music thing, bro. You know, since that song's dropped, bro, people
are the man
chatting
in
to me
bum
so
for
differently.
music.
I'm like, I can't believe it, I can't believe it, I can't believe it.
Man,
I
inspiring,
can't
man.
believe it, bro. I can't believe it, bro.
But Champions League final,
Bro,
I'm
I
rating
can't-
that now.
I
I'm
can't
rating
believe
that.
it, bro.
And you rate
All
it
right.
as well.
believe it, bro.
I
Of
think-
course I rate. I'm just saying
Chill,
I'm on
chill,
your
chill,
fucking
chill,
side for the
chill,
It's not
argument.
out of reach, bro.
chill.
But
It's not
what
like,
has that
bro.
got for the younger crowd? You are
Chill.
established.
We
You're
don't know,
grime
but at
MC.
least there's potential
Do
there.
you think there's
Something
youths
that's
in
dead has
Brom?
no
Do you think there's no?
potential.
Do you
There
think there's?
isn't
Do you
potential.
think there's no youths in Brom that have seen me do a song with Ed Sheeran and thought, raw, let me
Yeah,
do
okay, they're
something.
inspired by it. It's not gonna buy them a house.
But we don't know
How
what...
long is it to want this stuff?
It also-
Jay,
Grime is a
Jay,
graft.
Jay,
Bro,
you're missing my
yeah.
point.
I'm
I
saying
wish
it's
you
a
were
graft.
here at the start, because then you would understand man's
I'm saying
perspective
it's a
more.
graft,
So
bro.
Here at the
basically-
start, you would understand why I'm saying
One
to you,
minute.
me being in a flipping Heat FM with some people and it reaching out to about 200 people, if that, is something for me to say to you.
So you're
Then
saying-
1 second, bro, you've spoken so much. 1 second. I'm saying to you, if it was Heat FM, 200 listeners and potential where people are like, oh my God, this can grow, that could potentially be happening in Birmingham right now, but you're eradicating the possibility of that being big just because you don't know it and loads of people don't care. We were big to ourselves when there was no social media.
That's right.
We've been here before social media. So I can't have some no disrespect 20-year-old
Times
come
where
here and tell
nobody,
me
times
it's
where,
dead because
bro,
it's not to the standards
times
that
where nobody knows
Nah,
what
bro,
you
that's
look like.
not
Hold it,
right.
They only know
They
what you
just know your
sound
voice.
like. They only know
I
what
knew
you
Dizzy
sound
by
like,
his
bro.
voice.
You don't
I
know
knew
what you
Crazy
look
Six
like,
by
bro.
his voice. I knew Kano by his voice.
You don't
I
know what
knew
they look like, bro.
Gets by his voice. I didn't know what any of it. Flirta D by his voice. Napa by his voice. Bex Winter by his voice. I
Okay.
didn't know none of these people. I didn't know what they look like. Risky Roads exposed me to them.
Look, this is the thing about grime, yeah?
It's just not as popular as you probably
Bro,
want. It's just
bro.
not as big as you want.
Bro, this is the thing about grime. It's always stuck in the past. You're talking about Heat FM. Heat FM doesn't exist no more.
No, but I'm talking about
Like-
when I was growing
there's
up.
one extra, bro.
Me.
There's
But
one
I'm
extra,
talking
bro.
now it's a
Yeah, there's
different
one extra,
perspective.
bro, but it's like
and
no.
it's much more accessible than it was back then.
And
Yeah,
do you know
I
what
agree
the
with
killer
that,
is?
but-
You see, when I'm talking about Heat FM and I'm talking about all of those things, yeah, you see the older boys, they didn't know about it because it was our little secret. I'm saying to you right
So
now.
you're saying
they
that
said-
Ed Sheeran jumping on
No,
is
what I'm
gonna
saying to
revive
you
grime?
is, no, what I'm saying to you is
that's not what
this.
he said, bro.
What I'm saying to you is this. If there was a group of individuals back in the day like us believing in something, and there was no one, there was no one. Now there's at least a fucking group of people like Jammer and JKs and the likes of these individuals, and then there's going to be a younger audience of people that have got a blueprint to look at the things they can do wrong. We never had that, and we built something. So why are we now eradicating the possibility for that same group of people to be alive today and have a blueprint? By you saying it's dead, you're giving that type of energy to it.
I'm not giving
You
any
are,
bad
bruv.
energy. I'm just
You
being
are.
truthful.
No, you're
It is
it's not truthful. It's your
is.
it's your perspective.
It
I've
is
given you a
truthful.
different
I
perspective.
disagree.
It's like
I disagree
you've
with
just
you.
all
Bro,
of everything is your opinion. Your opinion, your opinion, your opinion. I'm giving you things
Everybody
that
I've
have
spoken
happened.
to, yeah.
So what? So what? What does that
You
mean?
just
Bro,
said that about
who
Zoo, and
cares?
you locked him off.
No, because he knows it comes on. He wouldn't say it. Bro, I've sat down with Zoo and he's told me yes,
Well, we'll
grime
never
is
know.
dead.
We'll never know now.
If Grime is dead, it's that easy to bust then, isn't it? Because there's no one.
There's no one
doing it,
there.
Yeah. If it's that
Bro, it's not dead, fam.
Bro,
Stop that.
Alright, did you watch the latest Lord of
The
the
la-
Mics?
I
yes,
haven't, but you
I
can
have
ask me
watched-
loads of videos I haven't watched. My life is set
I
up
have
differently.
watched every single clash and that.
Differently.
I agree, there's no headline now, which is a shame, but that is because of ego and that is because of budget. That's not because Grime is dead. Because if
Bro,
they told me they're
bro.
going to give me this much dough to Clash Wally on there, I'll headline the next one, bro.
And you're the killer
What
is.
you on about, bro?
But
Like,
Jay,
listen, it's not dead.
it's not
if
dead.
I
You-
clash them and then there's 7 other clashes that you don't know, you're not going to give a fuck, bro.
let's be honest.
You're
You
not
see,
gonna care.
you know, Lord of the Mics when it first came out, and this is no disrespect to anyone, it was the biggest platform. We have to appreciate, because of the help of Lord of the Mics and other platforms, people have grown beyond them platforms.
And I
We
would
have to
say,
respect their growth.
up until this Lord of the Mics, it hasn't been a headliner. Because I tell you straight, what was Lord of the Mics? One's like Riley and Kano. Lord of the Mics 2, Skepta Devilman. Lord of the Mics 3, Sucks Cozzy. Lord of the Mics 4, me and Discarda. Lord of the Mics 5.
P Money and H.
Was it that one? Was that 5? With D2 and that on it? That
was a
one.
mad one.
Lord of the Mics 6, me
Bro,
and
man, that
Cozzy.
smokes. Your memory's dope.
Lord of the Mics 7. It's like there's just 8 clashes.
Oh, actually, no.
And you pick
No. It wasn't Lord of the Mics 5.
I
think it
clashed
was
Cozzy.
6.
I don't know when that was.
I
That was
think
the
Cozzy was
headline.
5. I think you and Cozzy was 5.
5. Yeah, I think
The-
it was
the
So
one
Jam has
with-
done really well.
Four,
So why
five,
are we not
and then
celebrating how well Jam has
6.
done rather
But
than
now you
one?
think
Bro,
now
bro.
on 7 is just 8 collective
Bro, it's not
clashes.
about celebrating what Jam has done, yeah? It's about no one caring about these youngers.
Well, the
no
one
one
thing-
shit.
So then, Alhan, what can we do? Why?
What
should
is-
I,
bro,
no,
it's
but
not
Alhan,
what-
the things
yeah.
we can do. We shouldn't look. If we believe in something and we're passionate enough to talk about it, if we ain't trying to change it,
Blood.
we should just shut up.
Let me-
Let's do a grab event. Let's stop moaning about this shit, and let's do it once a month for the rest of the fucking year
I'll
and see what
perform at
happens.
the first one.
Fam, done. JK's agreed to
All
it.
I'm
There's
saying
no,
is-
no. It's
Radar-
done. It's done.
Since
Let's end it there.
Radar Radio died, Graham died. That's fact.
Bro,
That was the only platform for
Fuck
youngers.
that, bro. No one gives a fuck about Radar no more, fam.
do.
You get no one gives a fuck about Radar. You're still hurting it, bro.
it's hurt, fam.
I've been Radio 1 playlisted for the last 3
Of
singles,
course you
fam.
have. You're JK.
Bro,
the
no,
biggest
it's not
artist in
because I'm
Birmingham.
JK, bro. It's because the tunes are hard, fam.
Yeah, because you're
It's
fucking
because the
sick.
tunes are hard.
Yeah.
These Radio 1 DJs, I've known the one extra DJs. I've built relationships with them for years, safe,
Yeah.
and I can chat to them however. But I can't chat to fucking Hugh Stevens and I can't chat to fucking Annie Mac when I want, bro. Not then anyway, bro. They've heard the tunes, they've thought they're hard, and they've bossed, man, bro.
And you know what it is? Graham's rebellious. Alhan, as a
It's
person,
not no
you're
inside
rebellious.
job, bro. That's them
I know.
feeling it.
No, Alhan, you're good at what you do because you're you. There's hardly anyone like
know.
you, which is like Graham, which means it just takes a long time for it to resonate. Fam, you're exactly the same as when I first met you, bro. I love you, fam.
Yeah. I love
you
So
more.
it's like, cuz, just do.
But
what
I'm not being told that because I'm 20, like, bro, Graham is dead.
No, but I'm telling you for
You
a
do
fact,
know
if you
you-
was living in it longer, you wouldn't have that perspective. You have the perspective you have because of how
Bro,
long you've lived in it.
Bro,
I've seen it go like this.
Grime
You've just seen it go.
Grime,
No, you've seen it go like that and that. But I've seen it go.
Grime has reached his peak. Grime has reached his peak. And
How is it?
It has.
I've just told
sh-
you, the highest I've ever charted is 73.
That's the Ed Sheeran effect.
How is it?
For
That was
number-
before that. That was on the way home. That's the highest I've ever
Bro.
charted. I bet you in 12 months I get a top 20 grime song.
Alright,
You know
let
what
me
I'm
see.
saying? I've seen crazy chicks and I'm thinking he's gonna
It
go.
hasn't
He's gonna be
peaked,
the
bro.
pioneer, and then unfortunately,
hasn't
I've
peaked.
seen loads of people go for get big, and I'm like, oh
Grime's
man.
number 1 now.
But we're
Take me
still
back to
doing this
London.
thing.
Grime's number 1 now. In the
That's
singles
the Ed
right
Sheeran
now.
effect.
Yeah, but alright, safe. Then you think Stormzy's thing might not fucking lick up the charts right now? His new one.
What, Sounds of the Skin?
Yes.
I don't think he'll do as well as Taking Back to London. It's not that good.
What isn't?
His Sounds of the Skin.
Tune's hard.
It's okay.
Tune's hard.
Bro, it won't do, it's not gonna do
Oh,
as
I
well.
don't know, man. You're not a grime fan no more. I don't know what you like, bro.
Luke, I hate Luke. Luke of England or whatever, it's fucking trash.
They,
all them
they
weird
started-
all them weird
Nah.
brands like Nice.
Luke were
and-
cool, but then they started sponsoring Aston Villa, and then I was like,
You have to walk
I
away.
had to lock it off, yeah. But they're not with them no more, so yeah. Don't do it.
But are you ever
People-
Not with
You
them?
know, huh?
Are you ever not really with them? And they're in the Premier League right now, so you can't be.
I don't give a shit at 18th or something. I don't give a shit, bro.
Well, it's
think
better
it's
than, it's better than
too-
being 73rd.
Bro, I am. Bro, we are. I think we're 8th or 9th in the league right now. If I'm in the championship, bro.
He's.
What team do you support? Aaron? What team do you support,
Galatasaray.
I feel like I should tell you because
Where
the
are the-
comments are gonna kill you right now.
bro?
They're gonna kill you.
Galatasaray.
Fam, like Haji was the last time anyone cared about Galatasaray, fam. Haji, fam.
You know,
And,
Alhan's one right
and,
now.
and Wiley was the last time anyone cared about Grime. And then you-
Fuck off!
People, it's JK Blood and man's gone AK Blood. Thank you very much for coming on, bro.
Alright,
Thank
round
you.
of applause for JK, bro. That was fuck.
Play that in your whip as well when you're going to a rave, fam. Everyone will be sniffing coke.
It's a whole new way.
What's up? It's your boys, Dens.
It's your boys then.
It's your boys. It's your boys, innit? That's it. It's your boys. What you saying?
It's your boy Renz.
We're back again. Trust me.
What's good, everyone? I hope everyone's blessed. You know, hey.
Yeah, nah, hey. You lot been screaming for this one, bro.
Yeah, we owe you lot this one. It's
Like-
only right we done this.
Fam, are you done?
Makes
Listen,
sense.
the PTSD album 20 what?
Mixtape.
28 or mixtape.
Mixtape album. Okay.
Mixtape. Let's make that clear.
Let's make that.
I still don't know what the difference is, but fam,
We'll find out
bangers
when their album
around.
drops. Yeah.
Trust me. But anyway, listen. We saying second mixtape of the year after Home Alone that went off.
Home Alone.
Home Alone went off. That's fam.
I've
Them man.
got a question for everyone, but I'll leave it till later.
Yeah,
Just
we'll
remind
talk.
me. Boom. What we saying?
Let's get straight into this. Listen.
Listen.
Top 10 because they got 28 tracks on this thing. Man can't do top 5.
Hey, what are you putting this in?
Huh?
Is this supposed to start?
No, listen. If you're going to this tour, yeah, Ali Pali, listen, it's gonna be a bad thing.
Brother.
Listen, it's gonna go off. If you ain't got a ticket, then fam, listen, you missed
Missing
out.
out.
Hold this L.
Hold it.
Catch it.
But make sure you're back on our channel because we're gonna vlog it.
Trust me. And you're gonna see everything from there anyway. At number 10.
Alright,
Do you know what's funny? I want to do it 1 to 10. That's mad.
1 to 10.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because you will get the vibe.
The vibe.
The wave. You'll
Okay.
get the wave. Do you get me?
This is gonna be a different.
This is a Denzel Renz remix. Listen, you're gonna find out the number one first because you know it's like you don't wanna gravitate. They just wanna get lit and just ride the wave. You get me?
Tell them again.
Alright, show. Anyway, listen, Denzel Renz caps exclusives. You get me? Coming soon. You know what I'm saying?
It's a Denzel Renz remix.
Yeah, real talk, man. This is the Denzel Renz top 10 official remix. You get me? We go from 10 to 1. No, we don't.
No.
We go from 1 to 10. Oh my God. Hey, listen, it's gonna go off. But yeah, man, coming straight in at number 1. This is my favorite tune. Well, yeah. Do you know what it is? This is the tune that's gonna pop off. You just know it already. When you listen to the tape and you heard this tune, you went, you know, he. But anyway, listen, let's get straight to this one. We got number 1 Bando on the sat nav. In fact, I was gonna press it on the phone, but it's the
You put Bando on something on number 1?
yeah. That's what I put. What, go on. See, this is the discussion. What you say?
I thought you saying home.
Nah, who's number 1?
Oh, you left home pussy out.
There, fam. Listen, alright, cool. Let me make this clear, yeah. Whole pussy
Is the ultimate.
banger. Listen, let me just play that for her. Listen.
Wednesday morning and I'm shopping down in Harrods, man, I gotta go to Chrissy and Dior.
Are you done?
You're gone. From
Fam,
that,
listen.
you are.
If this tune was just on the tape, yeah, it would have just fucked it up. Anyway, this would have been number 1.
You know them
but
things
fam,
where they put the dubstep remix and everything?
Yeah.
That would have been it. That would have been it. So cool. We're gonna put that there. That's a special one, isn't it? But this
yeah,
is
real
the.
talk. But fam, this is the PTSD. This
Alright,
is the
cool.
tunes we ain't heard. You get me? So what? We're going straight
Alright,
in.
cool. Number 1.
Listen, at number 1, we're going with Bando on the sat nav. Listen, LB did a man thing.
Button this.
I don't have a taste, baby, I just wanna fade, baby, I'm one fade.
They say, baby, put it on my face.
These man's faces.
These
wet.
man, listen, fam.
These man's faces.
Fam, brother. Aye, fam.
Anyway.
It's a man thing.
There, Wesley.
It's the way it starts, fam. You know it's gonna go off.
With the winner side,
Bring the killer side.
we gon' bring the driller side.
Girl, you fine, gotta take you out. Fam, it's because he went from being so crud to being so soft. I said, we gon' bring the killer side. Girl, you fine, gotta take you out.
But in everywhere, I think we finished now. We don't rock her, we don't have no Snapchat. I'm on a mission, put my brand on the side now.
I don't know what voice that is that he does, yeah? Yeah, fam. Only Russ and Michael Daff can do that, fam. But anyway, listen, that's number 1 for us, innit?
That's number 1 for
Trust
us.
me, no rap cap. But
Put that
anyway,
there.
but yeah, slap that in your playlist. Play that in your whip as well when you're going to a rave, fam. Everyone will be sniffing coke. Nah, joking. I don't condone them things. You get
Don't
me?
condone them things,
Listen,
innit? But boy,
stick to the marijuana.
a bender's a bender, innit?
I said a bender. Listen. Coming in at number 2. Listen, it's gone from being this lit to let me catch the vibe. You ready? Outside.
This is Nate Small's guitar as well.
Yeah, Nate Smalls would have fucked
yeah,
this
this
up
Nate
on it.
Smalls.
Why is Nate not on it?
Yeah, just spoke to my love.
Ooh, that is
Why is Nate not on it?
It's not on it.
Fam, I could have done with a Nate and DPE.
Could have done with a cheeky Nate still.
But
man.
anyway, man knows what's coming. They're ready, fam. But anyway, listen. Listen.
I don't wanna see police at my front door. Conversation with a thief.
Listen.
I don't wanna see police at my front door.
Conversation with that flea.
My daughter, one that's a road. When she
That's a conversation with that flea.
This is definitely a favorite for the gallon.
Yeah, 100.
100.
They can just imagine them.
He's a bad guy.
The bad guys having conversations with
But I
fiends.
like a gangster though.
You know what I mean?
like a
And then I
gangster.
cry when I get my heart broken.
Number 3, it's only right. It had to be top 3. Just down to how the beat was sorted and how every man flowed in
I
it.
don't
yeah?
even know what I done.
I know what you done. And the music video, if you ain't watched it, playing for keeps.
Oh, no cap.
Playing for keeps.
Where the fuck?
That gave me some Travis Scott vibe. Big
Fam,
man
do you know what's so funny? You think that, you know, like when you go to an album on the computer, it's just one little list. You have to scroll, fam.
You actually have to say, your thumb's doing a workout, man.
Alright, listen.
So that's the way the
Even the
beat comes in and it sits down, don't it?
Man got the choir in there, fam.
But tonight we are playing for keeps. Gotta hit up the solo on petrol or bleed. 3,000 for teeth. Use 20 to spend on some beef. Before we ride out, we pray to the east. Trying to slide with the petrol.
Is this what's it?
Yeah, tonight we are playing for keeps. Yeah, but tonight we are playing for keeps. Tonight we are playing for keeps.
Fam, listen. If you're a producer, yeah, producers would appreciate that one.
Yeah.
They would definitely appreciate that beat, fam. Because, fam, listen.
That was orchestrated.
Ooh.
Well.
Listen. Fam, someone teach me how to produce, fam. Big man.
Mix and
All
engineer.
them things there, someone just needs
Hot
to lock
man.
me away for like 6 months, fam. And just,
What with it?
and then I'll come out with the boom.
Engineer.
Trust me, inject it. Anyway, listen.
Alright, cool. Number 4. Another one for the ladies, I think, anyway.
Is it?
We got Thug.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, this is a
Oh,
gal
lady.
lady. But anyway, fam, listen.
The ad-lib in this song is
Wait,
the
let me
most
just play something.
key.
Let me just do something.
Cool. Yes.
Aye, listen, all them little, the tunes of the
Yeah, go on.
Listen.
Honda, I'm a winning man. I just got 100 grand. Jake's come be the running man. You can eat that shut to man.
Ah, but
Hey, that man needed a genius, you know.
cause the man just did the calm this time. The first album or the mixtape, it was like get me. That's the pain one.
Every time I hold your heart.
Break your heart, you label me a liar. Make up set just fuck in the kitchen dryer. I don't wanna see you cry, dry your eyes out. Ooh, she said, ooh. When you double cross, you
You know that's the American thing,
It's
isn't
American flow.
it?
No, baby girl, wanna see your eyes, I see your eyes in them skies.
That flow there, that's the, I don't know who would do that, fam. Big up Thug, man said big up Thug, like a young Thug. Alright, big up DBE, big up ads, you fucked that up. Get me?
I'm taking some drugs. I got some hair in my car.
Alright, cool. Coming in at number 5, we have Thoughts. Listen, this one here, yeah, it done a mad thing both ways.
It
You
did.
get me?
It did.
It did a mad thing both ways, yeah.
What you saying? What you saying about Crepsney?
Fam, listen. Obviously, I hear you, fam. But you know, like, you know how the world is today already, fam. And you know, like, you know, young ads, yeah. He even said the 5 wives thing. Remember, fam, you can't say that, fam. But obviously, who am I to say that? I can't judge anyone. You get me?
That's a conversation.
You get me? Regardless, apart from those things, the tunes are bangers.
Conan.
Do you get me? Conan, fuck the fight, bro. Don't
You know what I
get me
said?
mad.
You know, anyway, play it anyway.
And even
Beat Freaks as well. Big up Beat Freaks. They got like what, 2 songs in this? Big up Beat Freaks.
Heroin, crack cocaine, she wants some more.
Hey, listen, man can't listen. Fam, listen.
Of them.
How can man start the tune?
Brr.
He didn't even say anything.
He said
just
bird.
Heroin, crack cocaine, she wants some more. Fam,
Nah, but big up beat freaks because I
That
wouldn't expect
drop-
them to make these type of beats.
Yeah, real talk,
Them man
put
got
them
them
in-
Nintendo beats.
there, AJ. Nah, big them up, man.
Heroin, crack cocaine, she wants some more.
If you know I'm not flexing this, let me give me suicide door.
Jumping like OT, suicidal fall.
Take on my wrist, you know those levels of this.
I know, wait. This is my part here, fam. Listen. He done the flow. It worked on this for me. When he done the
Yeah, fam.
I'm still
Understand?
back in a couple of days. Wearing the same boxes and socks for a couple of days. You know this stress on my mind, I'm surprised that
You can't even say
Fam, that's what I'm saying, man. Fam, he speaks some shit in this one. This is Foots. This is
trying
some bando Foots. Man said no baby wax.
in a couple of days.
No, fam, man.
Go back.
I never did it like that.
So made me tired.
It's a violate, but I'm on the front page. Like mum, gotta get a GoFundMe page. Up in OT and I'm serving the feast. Told my mum I'll be back in a couple of days. Wearing the same boxes and socks for a couple of days. Couple of racks on 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 racks. That's cap. I heard you on raps, that's cap.
Listen.
I was like 7 or 8 odd years in a band, though, breathing in second-hand crack. I was
Listen.
I was in a
This is why when people are like, oh, the song speaks about too much. Man said I was taking
I was
second-hand
inhaling so much crack.
I was like 7 or 8 odd years in a band, though, breathing in second-hand crack. I was watching Andy injecting heroin. I think that's what made me tired. And the pussy good from the back. Michael Evans sitting in the back. Duct tape white on the sides.
Heard. Crack cocaine, you want some more?
Inject it.
Green light, she had a blood.
Fam, listen. Fam, that tune there is raw.
Let us know what you think anyway. We are halfway through this remix tapped top 10, but we're going from 1 to 10. Just because of the vibe of it, innit? Yeah. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Trust me.
Leave a like.
Trust me.
Light
Put
up
the
your
socials.
You know what I'm saying?
Get me. Coming in at number 6. Fam, this is one of my personal
I don't know why you're
favourites.
holding it up like it's a whole sentence. Fam,
Fam.
on track, man. You're gonna forget.
Listen, I'm just looking at the track list. Man's just trying to make
I
sense
told
of
you,
these
putting this top 10 table wasn't easy, but
Yeah, big man thing. But fam, listen, coming in at number 6, we got Birth Sign. Listen, man, bang.
Another one for the lady.
Every time man's going to work in the morning, man.
Birth signs, if you're into them,
When I'm tired and that, I just think about this.
them
fam.
things
Know
in
what
the
I mean?
skies, connect the dots in the skies.
Real talk. Let's go, Birth Sign. My man.
Homebody.
He made Homebody as well.
He's made big.
Bruv, listen. And if you know about Homebody, bang, and what they're talking about in that tune, boom, boom.
But she just hit me at the worst time. I'm trying to eat it out tonight. The first time. She's superstitious.
It's all about the intro.
I can make your brother work for me. Got me on my
Waste man, your brother's done at it, cracking. Man said go shop for me. Imagine that, man want a Rubicon.
What is it?
I can make your brother work for me. Jeez. She's on that ecstasy, like a cup of tea.
I'm from London, but we do not drink no cup of tea. Stab a nigga up and use my mother's cutlery. My nanny upset,
Hey,
she's
don't listen. Do you know how tacky that is, fam? Man singing about chinging. Stab a nigga up and use my mother's cutlery. Fam, they're too different with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'ma eat it out tonight.
Yeah. I should have got it for the first time.
Jeez.
Hey,
I
listen.
wanted chicken and the rice.
Yeah.
At number 7, we have Whole Summer. Is this one someone with a feature? Featuring Chip.
Man, Chip.
You already know what we have to say about Chip, innit?
He can do everything. 1 minute man's in Jamaica, 1 minute man's in Amsterdam doing some wee tune.
Everywhere.
Next minute, fam, he's everywhere, fam. Don't
He's-
sleep on Chip. You get me? I can't wait for one of his
levels. And
next
never
tape.
try to send for him.
Yeah, fam, never, fam.
Actually,
He-
someone try to send for him, bro. I want to react to it, bro.
I want to see you
I wanna
get
see-
smoke. Chip with the smoke, man, like a zoot, fam. No joke. Yeah, this floor here.
Take a trip to Hollywood, happy you get jolly boy. Chippy, I got it good, you know, baby. We fit here bougie bars, sushi with no caviar. Dessert is on you when we get home, baby. You can never call my boy, oh, you lost your mind. First time she ever sucked to Willie, it was mine. Take you out for dinner, trying to sit in the car. Fucking you to TV, like fucking them my dogs. Take you. Trips for the whole summer. Thousands on my little dog, shit my little mama. Color man, so I get colors. Pretty little figure, you shut down. But baby, I looked up on the cover. So much on the way that
I looked up on the cover. Chilling in the blocks, my marijuana.
I'm in both colors.
Another one. This big. Dude.
Fam,
Number 8. At number 8, we got.
fam, this is why. Do you know why it goes off this album? It's because it appeals to both. You get me? Look at the man them's reaction. They're all just moving mad. You get me? But the gal are moving mad too.
Listen,
That's
this
when you
whole-
bagged it. That's
Listen.
when you bagged it, bro.
This whole weekend, yeah.
That's
Man
it.
just been hearing brothers thumping
Fam,
out, bro.
listen.
And the girls, listen, the gal on
All
Twitter,
I'm
yeah.
hearing is nah, I ain't. Everywhere I go, nah, I ain't. And I can't stop. Nah, I ain't. Anyway, this is a banger. Fam.
No,
Nah, I ain't.
I said, can we talk star sign?
Alright, who made that beat, fam? It just sound like some Rick Russell come on this. The veggies so immaculate. Hey, Rick Russell, fuck this up. Listen to that sound that goes.
Ain't the pussy good, I think I till like half life. Must have met you in my last life. Heart saying, keep the heart saying.
Bro, I don't care, fam. I don't care. If man are watching this, yeah, do not cap, bro, because this.
Real talk, don't
When gal hear this is all they want, fam.
Heart safe, fam. You
Heart
get me?
safe,
Keep
this
your
ain't
heart
it.
safe. That's for the girls, you know what I'm saying?
You still fuck with it.
If
bro.
my
You
girl
can't cap.
turned this on in the car, do you get me? I'm happy.
Real talk.
I'm happy. What? I'm gonna cruise. We're both gonna sing. Ah, say it. You
Man,
get me?
this is drugs, innit? Don't condone that.
We're reaching the end of the playlist, but guess what? We're back again with number 9. Do you get me? Coming in at number 9 on the charts. Paid the price. Deep LB in this tune, please. This is like that Roddy Rich played.
I had no shoes.
For this love, I'll pay the price. I want your love just one more time. Oh, tomorrow come with eyes. 100,000 on the side. That we found. I wish you good love. Smoking a good stuff.
This is what it is. If we had like a drive to Birmingham and the man said this is the only thing that man can listen to,
I'm happy, fam.
don't chat to me, bro.
Don't cap.
Don't
But
cap.
fam,
Production
listen.
on it is 10 out of 10, bro.
Yeah, real
Alright,
talk.
cool. So listen, this is the last one. Remember, I say we are doing it the opposite way just because of the vibe of it. And
You get me?
How we want you guys
And
to
this
watch
is
it.
just what I want to do. Who is to say 1 to 10? Why not 10 to 1? Or why not 1?
Like,
You get
you
me?
know when people want to chat shit, it's really
Fam,
good.
listen. Forget about the rules. No cap.
Can you see that?
Fam.
Alright.
You know how we got that? Because we did what we wanted.
Shut
Anyway,
up!
listen.
Shut up!
Last tune of the Ras Clark tape. Listen, we got back to back featuring M Huncho. Two waves. Listen, you know how much surfboards was on at the sea at that time, fam? Listen.
Everybody was
You know,
sailing, fam.
you know what drink they had in their hand as well? The Calypso.
The
fam.
Calypso.
The Ocean
The
Wave. one,
Ocean
fam.
Wave. Huncho cannot wait to jump in this track, fam. This is
Yeah,
the-
real talk.
when man just came in, no intro, no. Just none of that.
And another thing, yeah, this is why. Do you know why this tune is in here? It might not be for everyone, innit?
Mm-hmm.
But fam, this tune just showed how sick they are, because this is just a freestyle, fam. These man freestyled the
Back to
tune.
back.
You can hear it on Ad's verse. You can hear it on Huncho's verse. M Huncho couldn't wait, fam. Big man takes it like, let me out.
Let me out.
Yeah.
I'm treating the trap like a Winnebago, and I'm feeling like Huncho's my alter ego. Nothing but net when I'm at the free throw. Nothing but faction, I'm on the beat. Rendezvous, I got something.
This is, yeah, you know, you
Fam,
see certain artists here, they've got their prime flow. They one, they just,
fam, the shooting one.
This is Huncho's one.
yeah. Because he can do many flows.
Because I feel like people get so, I think when people
But
listen
he's
to
actually
wave,
saying stuff.
no, but that's what I'm saying, because it's wave music, and because like how it's similar to kind of like the Playboys and that, them man actually just chat shit. Man just chatting like a baby. What's going on,
Yeah,
bro?
that's why.
So people kind of don't want to take it just for the fact that the beat might overshadow what's man taking.
Yeah, and the lyrical.
Listen.
Listen, he's actually saying stuff.
The part of biscotti that's personal. I guess some people just correlate. Information I can correlate. Counts on the net and they talking breeze. PC knows Huncho just bags and trees. Used to hit up who they lost a couple G's. Invested some money in a couple gyms. All these racks coming big like a rack of ribs. There's no common sense, guess they lack a bit. My plug is peeing down, I'm like a zen. Early morning, I some fresh baguettes. I don't know how some lyrics.
Really massive, man. My plug is the P and I'm like a Z. And then what he said in the morning I eat fresh baguettes. I listen to Az's, man.
£7 on petrol for ride out. 4 raps for upload ride out.
Bye.
Lights out, lights out, lights out, lights out. Off the
Top of the dome.
yeah, dog is loyal if you give the dog a bone. Took that bitch in the backseat, take the car, gave her a bone. Yeah, I can make you moan. Fly you Paris or Rome. I don't answer private call on my phone.
That's why they're cold.
Yeah.
That's why they're cold. Cause that like, do you get me? Cause that tune here, fam, it's wavy. That tune there, they showed the lyrical ability them man have. Them man are just playing, and I know Huncho and them man have got way better
got
tunes together, fam.
Tracks on tracks. That was our top 10 in reverse. We'll leave our top 10 in the box below. Make sure you guys comment your top 10. I want to see what's going on because I'm not gonna lie, ours
real
a solid one still.
I need to know what you lot are
This
thinking
is a
of
solid
the tape,
one.
man. There's a lot of bangers on there. A lot of people have said, oh, it's not better than Home Alone, or it's not better than that. But fam,
That's
listen.
what I was gonna ask.
What they
Let us
meant?
know.
Are they meant to make the exact same songs that was on Home Alone?
You can't help but compare. You can't.
Because
help
what?
but
That's
compare.
what I'm saying. When someone comes out with their first album, that's what you're gonna do.
Different flows. It's kind of experimental.
Yeah, they experimented. Because there's some people that's tried shit, and I'm just like, listen, get out of here, fam.
And you know, that's like even saying like Music and Road with Headie One.
Yeah, exactly. That was hard. It's nothing but wave. There's no fucking. The only song, yeah, it's an honorable mention. What's it called? Where's this tune?
An honourable mention, guys. An honourable mention. We got one. Yeah. Yeah.
The one with Young May. That's the only tune that I can say is a bit. You get me?
Girl, I think you're looking fine, yeah. In your pretty little nightcap. No.
Do you get me?
Anything with Young Bass just kind
Yeah,
of
bad yeah.
man thing. But I feel like what they'll do with this track here, based on feedback, that's why they drop so much.
You get
Because
me?
it's different waves, so they don't say
Listen,
whatever works for them. They'll just filter that through and put in that album.
Real talk. You get me? But fam, listen. Would you rate this out of 10?
Ooh, the whole project.
Yeah.
How the fuck am I gonna do that? I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Yeah. I give it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I'll second that. I will second that.
A strong 7.5.
Yeah,
that is.
that's a healthy one.
Let us know what you guys rate it as well, please.
What's up, guys? It's the Drill Simon Cowell Walks here. Make sure you're adding me on Snapchat at ProdByWalks. And today we're back with another reaction video. Before we get into this, make sure you drop us a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification button to keep up with all the content dropping. Make sure you're running up episode 2 of Who's Got Bars and following my Spotify playlist Drilling Worldwide. Today we're checking out Skengdo and AM Intro. Their mixtape's coming out. Make sure you stay tuned for Lee to the VI and Deep Speaks reaction to the whole tape. Go stream it up as well. Back like we never left on all digital platforms. Big up Finesse Forever. Let's just get straight into this, man. Let's see what it's saying.
Jake Shy shut down our thing and all these things, but I'm just happy to actually be here. For me, appreciate
respect
all
that.
the support.
Black Cow Visuals, big up your team.
Back like we never left, crash over everything. Hop out and we're getting him, don't act up, we'll let it ring. See this devilish one, your jet, leave a mess cause he lost his breath. Or he bangs you, he might be next. Yeah, we're back like we never left.
Them mad couldn't know we're back. Them mad couldn't know the feds on my arse won't stop me for talking was. 824 got packs to the road, just stuffed in the council flat. Man do the road, that's packs for the low, man gas with the loaded wow.
Hey.
Them mad couldn't know
Man, pats for the low, man's gas for the loaded. What? That flow there was lit still.
feds on my arse won't stop me for talking was. 824 got packs to the road, just stuffed in the council flat. Man do the road, that's packs for the low, man gas with the loaded wow. Them mad couldn't know we're back.
Back like we never left, was goodies. Talk on my name, put blade in hoodies. Look stiff one, but it ain't my woody. Shit then, city sweet one, look ummy. Fully on this thing, I say fully. How could I want my money? No one ain't bad, then he ain't got heart. Never backed his talk like just how could he? And are you gonna back him, bro, when the guys pull up and start this?
Big up Manny.
Got heart, never backed his talk like just how could he? And are you gonna back your bro when the guys pull up and start dishing smoke? The answer's no. Don't be risking it all cause you got one life, did you know? Bro only took out a CV, madman, he thought he was the up boys. Chilling with gang or I'm in the bando. 2-2 now man shelling out shows. And I can't take man serious, I don't understand the beef thing online. And if I get pulled in this M-way, feds are giving me hefty time. Why do you smoke me lies? I'm starting to feel that the smoking rise. Beef me, that's a gamble with no dice. Sweet tooth crash man, that's like an eye. Back like we never left, crash over everything. Pop out and we're getting him, don't act up, we'll let it ring. See this devilish one, your jet, leave a mess cause he lost his breath. Or he bangs you, he might be next. Yeah, we're back like we never left.
Them mad couldn't know we're back. Them mad couldn't know the feds on my arse won't stop me for talking was. 824 got packs to the road, just stuffed in the council flat. Man do the road, that's packs for the low, man gas with the loaded wow. Them mad couldn't know we're back. Whip that back, that hit, that crack, that clip, that hack, that do it and leave. Sit that yak, that strip, that grab, that brick, that crash, that 2 in a week. Blow out back and ruin the sheets, I won't come back. I'm selling a dream. If anyone knows, if anyone sees, gonna
Jesus Christ.
824 got packs to the road, just stuffed in the council flat. Man do the road, that's packs for the low, man gas with the loaded wow. Them mad couldn't know we're back. Whip that back, that hit, that crack, that clip, that hack, that do it and leave. Sit that yak, that strip, that grab, that brick, that crash, that 2 in a week. Blow out back and ruin the sheets, I won't come back. I'm selling a dream. If anyone knows, if anyone sees, gonna for bun if you're telling on me. Go one love, that's never been me. She's calling me cute, I'm getting angry, dumb bitch. Why you gotta lie to me? Complain that you never spend time with me. So I fight, then I tell her come dine with me. Can I get a witness? I don't wanna smoke, I'm doing up fitness. Same time I was like, bro, let me hit this. 25 sweets for the 12 like Christmas. I don't wanna trap no more, it's a sickness. Trap was a part-time, then you get addicted. You ain't got a whip, so you do it in the kitchen. Parallel park, jump out, then I pitch him.
Back like we never left, crash over everything. Pop out and we're getting him, don't act up, we'll let it ring. See this devilish one, your jet, leave a mess cause he lost
Sapphire.
his breath. Or he bangs you, he might be next. Yeah, we're back like we never left.
Them mad couldn't know we're back. Them mad couldn't know the feds on my arse won't stop me for talking was. 824
Decent
got packs to the
still.
road, just stuffed in the council flat. Man do the road, that's packs for the low, man gas with the loaded wow. Them mad couldn't know we're back.
Yo, you know we're back. Aye. Already know the tape. Aye, it's a mad thing.
Fall off. You never fall off.
Boy, yo, nah, guess
What did I give this one out of 10? Let me go through what I liked first of all. Yeah. AM shelled it. Like his voice suited the beat, the flow he come in with, nasty. The rhyme pattern he had on the hook, nasty. There were certain frequencies in the mix of Skeng's voice that was a bit, but overall, 8 out of 10. It's a bit fair, innit? 8 out of 10. Yeah. Sounds fair still. Sapphire, you went in on the beat. I can tell when it's Sapphire beats. definitely, as an overall song, I might even slap this on my playlist still. Go follow up Drilling Worldwide. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you're hitting that bell notification button to keep up all the content dropping. Share this up on your social media. Get all your friends to subscribe. Up and some peace and love.
Ladies and gentlemen of Azeroth, ladies and gentlemen of Olympus Guilds, I come here, Jigsaw, GM of Olympus 9. I have stopped a coup from happening in Olympus 9. The old regime of officers tried to implement a new order. It is not new, and it is not order. As my reign, hold on. As my reign as GM in Olympus 9, I have got a lot of things done. First off, look behind me. We have started the structure of our wall. We are building this wall. If you come over here to the gates, these guards are not Stormwind guards. They are border security guards. We have built a big wooden door for people to come in legally. We've also have signed an executive order of building infrastructure. Over the next couple years, we will build barber shops, an outfitter called Transmogrifier.
No!
We also will build more mailboxes in all cities.
No!
Yes, we are making it great again.
What do you... That's not great. Nobody wants more mailboxes.
What else are you doing?
We have implemented new officers in my guild.
Where are they?
I have new trade deals with Chinese farmers that will be coming over the next couple months. That's right, China.
Okay.
We have also weeded out the weak. We were down to 100 guild members. We are around 700 strong.
What?
People are following us.
No.
We lead with an iron fist.
How many people are
we
in
do
Olympus
not
9
lead
right
from
now?
behind.
How many people are in Olympus 9 right now? Just a minute. No. Just can we pause this for? Wait, there's literally 666 members in Olympus 9. Are you?
What?
Is this?
We are rebuilding. I am a fair leader. a just leader. No more will Olympus guilds be in the shadows. Rise up, Olympus 4, Olympus 5, Olympus 6. Members, please quit those guilds and join
What?
Olympus 9.
No.
Hold on. Hold on.
We are the strong. Those officers and those other.
Tielemans. Now Lukaku. Chance here for him. And Lukaku scores. 50 goals to Belgium for Romelu Lukaku. A landmark goal for him. Belgium's all-time leading goal scorer. Lukaku again. It's 2-0. Tucked away by Nasser Chadli. 2 goals in double quick time for Belgium. Mertens. Lukaku's touch. No goal for a third for Belgium. The goals coming thick and fast now. Last touch came off, I think, Christian Robbie. And Belgium are now in rampant mood. Can't do again. Open up for a shot. And it's 4-0. No deflection, but Lukaku will claim that. 2 for him and 4 for Belgium tonight. They really are now underlining their authority and their class. Tielemans onside. Hazard. Castagna. Set back for Alderweireld. And deflection. And it's 5 before half time. They're all going in now for Belgium. Tough luck there for San Marino. And Hazard got 4 waiting for a ball in. It's Tielemans. And before half time, Belgium have scored 6. The top-ranked team in the world are showing their firepower tonight. Benteke. Oh, it's in! Christian Benteke. A rare goal for him. It's his first for 2 years for the national team. And not long had to come off the bench. He makes it 7 for Belgium. Carrasco. Back for Muscone again. It's gone down and the referee has given the penalty. Well, the fall looked to be a fairly hopeful one, but the Greek official was in no doubt there at all. And Muscone scores to make it 8-0 Belgium. Tonga. Muscone, lovely touch. There's Benteke again, and tucked away by Castagna. Belgium get 9. And they equal their biggest ever winning margin.
Classic Plus versus the Burning Crusade. Ooh, Path of Exile music. Act 1.
Hey guys, what's up? Mad Season here, back with another video for you.
What up, dude?
So, Classic has been out for over a month now.
Okay.
Some of you are already raid geared, some of you just hit 60, and others still leveling. People have asked me what I think of it, and it's alright. I mean, it's decent, I guess. I've been playing just a little bit here and there, nothing too crazy.
I have 17.
But one of the big questions that's come up quite often is after Phase 6 and the game is essentially all released, should Blizzard do the same with the Burning Crusade expansion, Wrath, and eventually the peak of the game, Draenor? Or should they do what everyone is calling Classic Plus content?
Okay.
Or maybe both? Well, for this video, I thought I'd go over both options, weigh the pros and cons of each one, and share what route I think Blizzard will go down. I'll try to remain neutral for the most part, as I tend to do with most of my videos, and ultimately let you be the judge of what may or may not happen. So, let's start off here by defining Classic Plus, since this is a pretty vague term. It means different things to different people, but generally to most, it means new zones,
more content
dungeons,
after
raids, or
next.
battlegrounds after the original end of Classic, which is of course patch 1.12 and the Extremis raid.
There it is.
And Burning Crusade and Wrath and whatnot are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing that they've done with Classic, although maybe not an exact recreation. For example, just as how Classic was released in its 1.12 state, the Burning Crusade would be 2.4, and have a phase schedule to loosely match its content released over its 1.5-year lifespan. So both options have a lot of appeal for different reasons. However, considering that it's with a community that has catastrophic meltdowns over blob shadows, it's also...
Yep. That's the Classic community. Catastrophic meltdowns over blob shadows. No changes.
a very tricky ordeal. Let's first focus on Classic Plus here, since it's basically the meat of the video. The elephant in the room, so to speak, with Classic that anyone will tell you is stagnation.
Yeah.
Now, I always say that I could play Classic for a long time. I want to make every class, gear them all out, and focus more on PvP.
I don't know about every class, but a lot of
I always
classes.
have that challenge, and I'm sure many of you are in the same boat, but we need to take every
Boom,
player
there it
into
is.
account
Fuck
here.
that idiot.
There will be a certain amount of players who hit an Extremis and then quote finish their characters, and then move on from the game.
That's that's my armor.
MMOs
right there.
live and die on new patches, new raids to complete, new gear to obtain, battlegrounds to embark upon, and so on.
MMOs
This
are
treadmill
evolving.
is what keeps players playing, and it's the central focus of every MMO ever released.
Yep.
Well, until now at least. Classic, in its current state, is pretty unique because it's the first MMO with the planned quote end. The only thing it'll be missing
Designed
is a
to
credit
die.
screen. Blizzard is quite aware of this, which is why they've gone with the 6-phase schedule to gate the content over time. Phase 1 we have Onyxia and the Molten Core. Phase 2 we have Dire Mauls, some world bosses, and the PvP system.
That's what I'm
In
looking
Phase
forward
3 is the Blackwing Lair, and so on, all the way to Phase 6,
I cannot
which is of
wait,
course
dude.
Extremis.
I'm so excited.
Even private servers are aware of this issue, with some choosing to not only stagger raid releases, but also patches, starting with 1.1, and then 1.2, and then all the way to 1.12, paying special care to the finer details that the official release threw to the wayside, such as talents and class balance. But all of this only delays the...
I think it would have been cool if they released a game with the 1.1 talents and everything, even though I don't think it's realistic for that to happen. I still think that it would have been cool if they had done it.
Inevitable. The game will see an eventual end of progression.
Yep.
And so, Classic
is
Plus
true.
is born. In the hills of Tirisfal, you find the Scarlet Crusade's home base, a 4-winged raid culminating with the final boss, Herald. The old abandoned Ashara Crater battleground, originally designed to have aspects
That's
of mobile
good.
gaming, finally sees its release.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
maybe
awesome.
they make use of the Karazhan crypts
Of
by
course.
turning it into a mega dungeon on the scale of the Blackrock Depths.
Oh man, that'd
Or
be
Mount
fucking
Hyjal is
insane.
released as a level 60 questing zone, and holds the Barrow Dens raid, where Illidan was imprisoned during the events of Warcraft 3.
Oh, that'd be such a
This
good
is what
idea.
people mean when they say Classic Plus. It has the potential to be extraordinarily amazing, But
Wow.
it's evenly matched with the potential to be extraordinarily awful, and it really depends
Yeah,
on how much
that's
trust
what I'm
you
worried
put in
about.
Blizzard. A lot of the people who play Classic don't have trust in Blizzard.
No,
That's why
I
they're
wonder
not
why.
playing Kern with all of its gaming aspects. The table missions, the daily emissaries, Titan forging, killing 10 Murlocs for an epic, cross-realm, 4 different difficulties of raiding,
Yeah.
class homogenization,
Stop.
and so on.
Okay.
The argument for Classic Plus is that ideally it would be done in the spirit of vanilla. So
Ideally.
basically one difficulty,
The
no
key
dungeon
word there.
finding or any of that stuff. But the issue is that there's no objective single definition of, quote, the spirit of vanilla.
I think this is a really, really good point, what he's saying here, and I totally agree with it. And one of the best ways to explain this is the way that people approach the way that, you know, different... there are some people that thought that dungeon grinding was against the spirit of vanilla. In my mind, I think that dungeon grinding is the spirit of vanilla, if you want. I think the spirit of vanilla is being able to do whatever the fuck you want. But there's a huge contingency of people who thought that, you know what, this isn't the way vanilla is supposed to be. This isn't what I remember. And I want the entire game and the people in the game to play the game in a way that reinforces my memories. And I think that's a big issue. It's a huge issue because everybody has a different definition of what Mad Season is saying the spirit of vanilla is. In my opinion, I think the spirit of vanilla is a sandbox. In other people's opinion, the spirit of vanilla is going through and doing all the quests. In other people's opinion, the spirit of vanilla is world PvP and ganking people. And oftentimes, these things are completely contradictory.
It means different things to different
Yeah.
people. For example, with new raids, you need new tier sets, right?
Of
So
course.
how do the set bonuses work? Will it be the old style, where it's just for one specialization?
Well, yeah, of course.
Referencing here that warrior sets were mainly for tanking, for example.
Yeah.
Should balanced druids get a set to make them viable?
Listen, Star Chicken is already OP enough. We don't need to do this. But it is true. Like, if they ever did do a set and they made Ret Paladins better or they gave a Balanced Druids a set, I think that would be really interesting. But the worry is that I'm much more comfortable with Blizzard adding new content to the game, but things that effectively balance the game differently, that's something that I also do worry about a lot.
Should they even be viable? The class balance meta is a huge deal to some and insignificant to others, but at the end of the day, changed by the release of these potential new raids.
Yep.
In the Burning Crusade expansion, they switched from percentages over to the rating system, since the former didn't lend itself well into the long term. If we kept the percentage-based stats today, you'd see BFA items with 13% crit on each piece.
Oh man,
So,
that'd be
if
awesome.
you released new raids in Classic, you'd eventually run
Shit,
into this
dude.
problem. And this is just off the top of my head.
14%
I'm sure there are
crit?
1,000 more things. And again, it's a very fragile community that has less than a 0% chance of agreeing on anything. The bottom line is that Classic Plus is hugely advantageous because it addresses the issue of stagnation, but it's equally disadvantageous because at that point, it's not Classic.
No, it's
The
not.
proposed solution by some is the have your cake and eat it too method.
Oh,
where
that'll
release
be no
separate
problem.
servers that'll have Classic Plus, and some that are true Classic, and Nexramus is the final raid. The big question there is that at that point, would the subscriber base be big enough to support something like that? When you bring
That's a big problem because you've got not only people that are part of, you've got Retail WoW, you've got Classic, you've got Classic Plus, you've got fucking Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and like that's like potentially 5 fucking different CS representatives that you've got to hire for these games. And like, yeah, there's going to be overlap, whatever, but for the most part, it's 5 different sets of rules, 5 different things that you have to deal with. It's a lot, and I feel like that's one of the biggest things that people aren't taking into consideration is the logistical requirements of Blizzard setting up 5 different versions of the game, not even counting the amount of times that it would fragment the player base. I think that's also a big issue, though. Just delete Retail WoW, yeah, I wish that was the case, but I'd rather them fix it instead, and it seems like they are kind of making Retail WoW a little bit better than it was.
choices like that, you're also affecting the community, which most will say is the most important aspect of the game. Your server has an established community, and then all of the top raiding guilds jump ship to Classic Plus. Like I said, if you try, you can find an issue with anything.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So a lot of people just throw their hands up in this point and say screw it. You know, Classic is working out pretty well so far, so just do the same with the Burning Crusade, and Wrath, and Draenor, etc. This is the safe option that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
At the time that this video was released, I think it's too early to tell if Classic is successful or not. You know me, I'm pretty much a fanatic about the game and I'm pushing for it, but I think we'll only really know after maybe 5 to 6 months after Phase 6 is released if it'll have the staying power that I hope it has. It's doing pretty well right now, I think. The servers are maintaining a high population.
Yeah, they're very
Several
populated.
of them having queue still, which is a good problem to have.
I have to
guess.
sit in an hour
But we're
queue
too close
basically
to
every night.
release to determine if it's successful or not, I think.
Yeah.
All that being said though, if it is successful, it shows that there's a clear demand for an older style of MMO, and logic dictates that other expansions such as the Burning Crusade or Wrath would be equally as successful as Classic.
For the most
I
part,
always
yeah.
tell people, if you love Classic, you'll love the Burning Crusade. It's pretty much the same thing, just a bit better class balance and more raids and arena. The flying is a big turnoff to people, but other than that, it's Classic and just
You can only fly in Outland. Like, the flying in Outland is completely fucking fine. Like, that's... If the main thing that I think people have problems with flying is whenever they added it to everywhere. That was the main thing. Flying in Outland is like, yeah, of course you have to fly in Outland. How the fuck are you going to get on top of Blade's Edge Mountains? How the fuck are you going to get over to Tempest Keep, which just had teleporters everywhere? Ruins World PvP. There's plenty of World PvP in Classic WoW. Or sorry, in BC. The only way you solve that is you just make it to where there are control points and objectives that are on the ground, and then people have to land to deal with them. And a few things that dismount you if you get too close to them, right? I mean, it's not... It's only a problem for people that are not very creative with solutions.
more of it. Wrath a bit less so, since that's when they started getting into the multiple difficulties in raiding, starting with the Trial of the Crusader raid, and you also had heirlooms, and of course the Dungeon Finder, which seemed awesome at the time. I guarantee you, I was ecstatic when this was first released.
Oh my god,
But
yeah,
today,
everybody
people
was.
kind of realized the negative impacts that it has on the game. The big negative with this route, however, is that ultimately, it doesn't solve that issue of stagnation.
Nope.
It just delays it. I mean, who knows how people are feeling about BFA 10 years from now. Do you think that they would really re-release BFA servers?
No.
Like, oh, you remember when we ran 40,000 island expeditions for a 0.001% chance at a mount?
Stop.
Or those times where I auto-runned into a wall in the war fronts?
Oh,
Gee,
yeah.
that was a blast.
I did
wish I
that
could
too.
relive that. And although I said it's the safe option, there's still that issue of fracturing the community. Again, the Burning Crusade comes out and everyone leaves their server.
Yeah.
I think that they can stymie it by being careful with how they move players. The best option, I think, would be to allow transfer to Burning Crusade realms, but I think you should also keep your character on your Classic realm.
Oh.
That way, you can always go back to Classic if you wish, and you're leaving that door open to minimize your impact on the community and the server population.
I was always very kind of torn on this issue as to whether if you transfer to Burning Crusade, should you keep your character or not. But Mad Season's argument of making it to where it doesn't affect server population and kill the high-end raiding community whenever BC comes out, I think completely sells me on the idea. And just like the community impact of losing all those 60s, like a fucking Thanos snap of losing all of those like high-level players, I think that sells me completely on the idea that it has to be a copy and it can't be a transfer.
Again, though, it's still a big issue, I think. So, in summation, Classic Plus is more risky, the potential to be great or awful, it really depends on how much you trust Blizzard, and the Burning Crusade or Wrath is more safe. However, it doesn't solve that issue of stagnation, it just delays it. And both of them have that issue of fracturing the community.
They sure do.
In the beginning of this video, I said I'd give my opinion on what route I think they'd go down, so I guess I'll share that. In my opinion, it all depends on the health of the game. If the game is doing great 5 to 6 months after Naxxramas, I think Blizzard will say, hey, this worked out pretty well, let's do the same thing with the Burning Crusade next. It's an
We
easy
can expect
choice.
to see that, I would
They're
assume.
a business, and their sole purpose is to make money, and they would be straight printing it with the Burning Crusade.
They sure would.
Blizzard will chase the money. If the whole Diablo Immortal fiasco isn't any indication of that, I don't know what is.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You want to see some gameplay.
Too bad.
What does the Diablo community want to see?
You want to see some gameplay.
Show me some gameplay.
Alright, here. Oh.
What? You peasants don't have mobile phones? You better not make any negative comments, or I'm gonna delete them.
Yep.
So, if Classic is successful, they'll 100% go for the sure thing, and do the same with other expansions. Although I think the furthest they'd go would probably be Wrath. Maybe Cataclysm as well, but who knows. However,
yeah, probably.
if the game isn't doing well, they have less to lose by taking that risk and doing Classic Plus content, I feel. At that point, I think they'll be pressured enough to revitalize the game and keep it afloat, at which point Classic Plus becomes the more appealing option. Whatever the case is, it's way too early to tell right now. Even Blizzard doesn't even know what to do.
I don't think they do.
They've of course been asked these questions 100 times.
I think they have no
Ian
idea.
Hazzikostas, the game director of Current and sort of spokesperson of Classic, has said absolutely no. However, Patrick Dawson, the production director, said that, although there are no plans for it right now, it's something that would absolutely be considered if the fans have a desire for it.
Well, duh.
We're just over a month in, so who really knows at the end of the day? If you ask me what I want right now, I'd say the Burning Crusade as opposed to Classic Plus. I missed a lot of that progression
It's a
rating
safe
in the
bet.
Burning Crusade.
It
so
is
I just want
it is a safe bet. Let's be real.
Honestly, it was just a good expansion. Although the Classic Plus stuff sounds interesting to me, to me it's not Classic anymore, and I prefer it in its original state.
I can
Again,
respect that.
I could be playing it for decades, I feel. Final Fantasy VII is the same game every time I load it.
Yep.
And that doesn't stop me from playing it over and over again.
Same with Dark
And
Souls
it's
for
the
me.
same with Link to the Past,
Oh,
Secret
dude.
of Mana, Ocarina of Time, and so on. It's a pretty bad comparison since they're single player
Donkey
games,
Kong Country,
with
there
how
you
huge of
go.
a scale MMOs are, and then being multiplayer.
Fuck yeah,
It just gives
dude.
it more longevity to me personally. But, you know my saying, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. Some are a bit more
Oh, I
crappy
thought they
than
were
others,
shitty.
but
Okay.
that's just the way it is. The only
I
thing
never
I
played
care
Chrono
about
Trigger.
is if you found the video interesting or entertaining. Like it if you liked it,
Alright.
and I'll see you in the next one.
So, you know what? I think that was a pretty well put together video. I think it was pretty fair, not necessarily...
Farewell for now.
I think that the issues that he brought
Hope
up
you
are things
enjoyed
that we've
today's
talked about a lot on our stream already.
See you again soon.
We'll see what the chat has to say. I'm trying to imagine Mad PvPing. I can't imagine it. He's always Mad season PvPing. Okay, never mind. I'm confused there. Okay.